Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's 2:00, and that means it is time for Top 5 Tuesday. I'm your host from Crate Insider. I'm Kate Dillon. And, if you're here, drop in a comment, say hi. And I will actually do a giveaway every single week on our show, or when we have our show, which is mostly every week. So anyway, with that, to kick things off, I wanted to feature a product today that we haven't talked about in a little while, but it's been incredibly popular. And that is from our friends at Lube. And Lube makes this awesome grease. It comes in 3 different ways. So you can get it as a 1-ounce syringe. The syringe is really easy to use if you want to do some precision greasing of bearings. Then it also comes in 16-ounce, and you can have it in a tube or in a jar. And with that, well, we'll come back to Lube in just a minute. But I just wanted to feature that in case you're looking for a grease that you can use for multiple different applications. Then you can use that. But I always like to talk about what we're giving away, and the other thing is right here. So first of all, how you win our giveaway, this one anyway, is just drop in a comment. You can say hi, you can drop an emoji, you can ask a question. I love questions. Of course, we do a lot more Q&A on our Unsealed show on Sundays with Steve Hendren, but I'm happy to answer any questions too. So just dropping in a comment will give you a chance to win this cool Schaefer's hat right here. So Schaefer's Racing Oil, I think it's really cool with having the checkered flag on here, red, bold. I love it. Next up is the other item that we were giving away. We were just talking about Lube. And so if you know what my sign said last week, then drop that in as a comment, and we'll do a separate drawing for that. And what you're going to win is I have a Lube fidget spinner right here. I don't know if fidget spinners are still cool or not, but I still think they're fun. So it's just kind of a fun toy. But along with that, I have a sample of Lube. So this is just a little mini sample, so you can try it out for yourself and find out if it's a good grease for you. So nice little sample there. And like I said, just drop in a comment with what my sign said last week, and then we will be able to do that. So I'm going to say hi to some folks here. So I see Scott's here from California, and Tommy and John and Lucas and Brian and Jeremiah. Jeremiah Reed is back. It's always great to see you. I love watching your videos. You guys, if you haven't checked it out, check out Reed Racing over on YouTube. Jeremiah Reed does a great job with shooting videos, and like him a lot. I see Charles is here, and Jareem from Colorado. My gosh. And Bill's making fun of me, because she said Lube. Yeah, you know what? I just found out over the weekend that Pinterest has suspended my Crate Insider account, apparently for policy violations. And I can only imagine a lot of times what happens, because we have things like Super Sucker Carb Spacers or hooker harnesses or Lube, that it gets flagged as like I'm doing something inappropriate, which we're clearly not, because we sell race car parts. But I sent the button and said, hey, reevaluate, because I haven't done anything to violate any community policies or anything from Pinterest. So we'll see if Crate Insider can come back on Pinterest. So I don't even know. All I can do is really shake my head. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I see Bobby's here, and Bill and Ryan, and great. And and thanks for the shout out. So cool deal. So with that, I hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. We did do the Unsealed show on Sunday, and that was a lot of fun. We did our 4th of July version, and then we barbecued afters. And then yesterday I took a day off, because I don't very, very, very rarely do that. So it was really nice to have a little day off. And I hope you guys enjoyed a long weekend, or at least somewhat of a break from the normal. Beautiful weekend, not a lot of rain or anything. I don't think there was a lot of bad weather anywhere. And so I hope you all had a great weekend. So with that, let's jump into our top 5 products this week. And this one, I always love bringing on Top 5 Tuesday. Love when we get a chance. But in the number 5 spot is from our friends at Fire Bottle, and this is the most popular system that I sell. They've got different systems, whether it's a 5-pound or a 10-pound, and automatic versus manual. And just really quickly, so automatic means that there are automatic lines, and as soon as it reaches a temperature of 170 degrees, it automatically goes off. Manual means you pull the cable, so automatic versus manual. And then 5 pound versus 10 pound refers to the amount of chemical. It doesn't refer to how much it weighs. But the skinnier version would be the 5 pound bottle. This is a 10 pound bottle, or is going to contain 10 pounds of chemical. So this is the AMRC 1002. It's both manual and automatic, and it has the 10 pound bottle. It's the go-to. It's the Mac Daddy. It's the go-to that we go with more than anything else. And so I'm really glad to see this is in the top 5, in the number 5 spot. And I know I forgot to write down my prices today, but I know that this one runs $794.32, plus we do a freight on that because of the hazard shipping. So definitely, if you don't have a fire bottle yet, I really strongly recommend having a fire suppression system. Same time, I hope you never, ever, ever need to use it, but it certainly is good to have if you happen to run into a bad situation. So yeah. Oh, and back over the comments. Let's see. Do I sell the Clots oil in 5-gallon buckets? I don't carry it that way, but if you needed to do a special order, you could get with me and we could figure that out. I see Dave. It says San Francisco Antioch Speedway in the house. Awesome. I'll be out there in October when Steve is out there to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that'll be a lot of fun to go out to out to California. So it's been a while since I've been out there. All right, next up in the number 4 spot, we were talking about carb spacers on our Unsealed show a couple weeks ago. And because of that, I think probably is we've been selling a lot of the 4-hole spacer. This is a 1-inch spacer. This is really meant for the 602. And this is one thing I like that HVH has done over the years is, I don't know if you can see this well enough or not. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but it's actually got stamped in there what oops, I guess it wants to focus on me. But anyway, it's got the part number, and it also says carb side on it right here. So that way, big thing I was getting a lot of questions on. I'd have people call and say, hey, which side do I want to, for installing this carb spacer, which is the proper direction? And usually I just say, hey, whatever way the sticker reads, but somebody could always make a mistake on putting the stickers on here. So it's really convenient that they've put in the engraving now that says carb side. And then that way you don't actually need anything on the top. It just says, so that's touching the carb. So that's pretty cool. And so I love that. And this is for the 602, and we're going to drop a link in. I don't know how much it is off the top of my head. I think it's like $134, somewhere in that neighborhood is in the number 4 spot, the HVH. This is the ST4150-4AL. Next up in the number 3 spot, we were just talking about Schaefer's a minute ago, and it's our Schaefer's oil change kit. And what we include in our Schaefer oil change kit, and actually the one that's more popular this week, is the one that comes with the Daytona 1 XL1 engine treatment. So what do you get in an oil change kit? You get 7 quarts of oil. You get an oil filter, so our Wix 51061R filters, and you get a container. This is a 16-ounce container of the Daytona 1 XL1 engine treatment. Now, we've definitely talked about an XL1 engine treatment a lot on the site and in a lot of videos, but it really works incredibly well for really smoothing out any of the iron surfaces. So any of the internals. And it bonds at a molecular level to create a smoother, slicker surface, which really cuts down on friction. It cuts down on heat. And as a result, you end up freeing more horsepower. Or in the case, I use this in my personal car, and I use it because it actually gives me better gas mileage. So that's a really a great perk for your towing vehicles, but in your race car, it's going to free up more horsepower. So I love that about the XL1 engine treatment. And then of course, it works incredibly well with the Schaefer's oil. We love our Schaefer's oil, and with our Wix oil filters. So yeah, oil change kit. And again, if somebody can drop in the price, that'd be great, because I don't know off the top of my head what that is. Totally slacked today. I guess I'm still getting over my 3-day weekend or 3.5-day weekend. I don't know. I loved it. It was great. Just got to some relaxation time. All right. Next up in the number 2 spot is we have another collaborative product, because it's kind of cool. I love when we either pull kits together or we've got collab situations. And this is one. These are our Anti-Reversion mufflers. These were designed by Hendron Racing Engines, and they're produced by Profab. And so our Anti-Reversion Anti-Reversion mufflers is going to go with a 3-inch collector. And so it's expanded 3-inch on one end, and then it's a true 3-inch on the other. And how anti-reversion mufflers work is there's a pocket inside. So as the exhaust gases are exiting the headers, what can happen is you can get a little bit stuck kind of at the end. I mean, think about when you breathe out, and there's always just a little bit more that you could breathe out. Well, with these, when that next exhaust pulse happens, then instead of the dead exhaust gases that are hung out at the end of the tube, they get sucked into that pocket. So you get really clean, fresh charge. Now, that's how it works. But what does it matter? At the end of the day, what you end up with is more torque. And torque, a lot of times with crate engines, we've got what we've got when it comes to horsepower. We certainly try to find, every little bit that we can find here and there, but where we can really make a difference is in torque. And this is one of the solutions for that is the anti-reversion mufflers from Hendren Racing Engines and Profab. And these I think they run $99 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we'll drop in a price, or you can, we'll drop in links and then you can see what the prices are. So before I jump to my top spot, I'm going to see if there we go. And Tori, amazing, awesome, incredible assistant Tori is dropping in the prices for the oil change kit there runs $112.28. So thank you for that. And so I'll just keep an eye on the screen here. So we're moving on to our top spot this week. On our top spot, I've got to just go ahead and share this from my screen. Is we have our Profab stainless steel 604 dirt late model headers. Now these will fit a variety of different chassis. So you can see here we've got Kryptonite, Laser, Longhorns, Masters Built, Walter Newman, CBR. Although CBR, we've got a different collector that would probably be a better fit for that. And there's even a video here with oh my gosh, with Andy Garris from Profab and Wesley Outland, my good friend Wesley. But the Profab stainless steel headers, really love the fact that they've got this slip-on collector, and it allows it in case you have any damages, which happens because we have race cars, that you have different replaceable parts. And this whole package comes with the stainless steel mufflers. It's got this clamp right here, so you can then tie back your headers and keep them supported. And that whole kit, everything all together runs $18.48. We just picked up, we had some on order, but we just picked them up. So we've got them in stock on hand. And if you're here in North Carolina and North or South Carolina, and you want to take the drive, with some of these products, you can pick them up in our new spot. We were just going to make it like a shipping location, but it turns out people like swinging by and picking up parts. So we like that. Let me get back to my other screen here. There we go. So if you want to make any arrangements like that, then just call me, or you can do that online as well. So there we go. Let's see. We've got some questions here. We've got Jerry says, I'll drop this in there. Do you think the anti-reversion mufflers would work on mod right on the header and no pipe? If you mean at the end of the collector, then sure. What I would watch out for on a mod is make sure you check your rules, because I know in IMCA, if you've got IMCA rules to deal with, that they wouldn't be legal. I mean, there's no reason. They actually just wrote them out of the rules a couple of years ago. But yeah, I mean, they'll work just fine at the end of the collector there without anything else. No problem. Let's see. We've got the question. Do you have any matched 604 valve springs at the moment? Yes, we do. We certainly do. And you are welcome to order those. We've got lots of them, and I do need to order some more, because we'll probably roll through them. We'll probably roll through what I've got. We'll probably roll through that this week. So I'll do that. See if Jeremy's got a question. He says, the new shop is pretty sweet. Came by yesterday and bought all my service parts. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for coming by. I heard you actually met my stepson, and he helped you out. He's newer to the racing community. So thanks for being such a great customer and being so patient, and thanks for checking it out. So it's really fun, to be able to share, and you can see everything right there. We didn't really mean for it to be a retail store, but hey, it works. So, just roll with what you've got. And in fact, our new location it was a former oil change place, like the little quick oil change places that have like the pits in the floor. And so I bought pallet racking. So I bought shelving just to go over the top of the pits. And so that way nobody falls in on the floor. And that determined the layout because that's where the pits are. So that's where you put the shelves. So I don't know, you make it work, right? It's super close, super close to my house too. And I see Kevin's here from Georgia. So with that, let me jump in here and see if I've got a couple winners here. And let's see. So first of all, the first thing we were giving away was our Schaefer's hat right here. And I do have a winner, and that is Bobby Benoit. So Bobby, it's either, I don't know if it's Benoit or Benoit, but if you would just go ahead and send Crate Insider a private message on Facebook with your address, we'll get that sent out to you. And then for the person knowing what my sign said last week, you're winning a Lube fidget spinner and a sample of Lube, and that's going to Donnie Wamsley. So Donnie, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message with your address. We'll get that sent out to you. Well, I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to just make sure if there are any other comments. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Have a fantastic week. Oh, and just a second here because I have a phone ringing. There we go. See you next week.